hungry, so I will. Last night, when I was told to do this makes me kind of nervous because I'm not a speech maker, but we were sitting around the house last night. I know what I want to say, but I'm not very good about putting things into words. So Melissa and Jimmy Cunningham were over and they got tickled and we got to talking about the song that Whitney Houston sings about children are our future. You know, they said, well, get up there and just don't sing it, just say it. You know, children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. And we got to tickle and started laughing. But today I got to thinking about that at work and I realized that these are our future. That's a pretty scary thought. But I got to thinking about us as when we were younger. And we didn't turn out so bad. And I've had a privilege, isn't this a good word? I've had a privilege to take 2 out-of-state trips with these kids, several state conventions, numerous banquets. So I've been around them. And when you ride a bus with them for several hours, and you're on an airplane for several hours, and in airports and hotels, you get to know these kids and a lot about their families. And besides the honoriness that we all have in it, this is a good group of kids. One that you can be very proud of no matter where we went. I have to really say that the parents have done a good job. We've got a good group of kids, and I'm very proud of them. We're not going to cry, are we? But one reason they're a good bunch of kids is they've got a good leader and a good teacher in Anna. And she's not only a good teacher, I've been with her, and I've been with her for 4 years, and it's not the end yet. I've got 2 more coming, but she's one that I really appreciate, and she's done a really good job. And I just have a little poem I want to read. It's not really a poem, it's just kind of a little message. Kind of go along with everything. It goes like this. It's easy to grow downhearted when nothing goes your way. It's easy to be discouraged when you have a troublesome day. But trouble is only a challenge to spur you on to achieve the best that God has to offer if you have the faith to believe. And I believe with all my heart there's not anybody in here that can't be what they want to be if they really lean on God and just have faith and let Him lead you.
Father, please watch over us as we eat all the great food that you've brought us tonight. I pray that as we bring up a new generation, that you give them the strength to make wise decisions. In your name, amen.
Goals in society for economics education in areas of personal growth, family life, vocational preparation, and community involvement. Our activities focus on individual growth, preparation for family life, development of occupational skills and careers, and participation of youth in today's society. As we work toward the accomplishment of our goals, we learn cooperation, take responsibility, develop leadership, and give service. The 10th meeting of the Minco chapter of the Future Homemakers of America is now in session. You may be seated. We will now have the thought for the day from Michelle.
How often do we ask for another chance to make fresh beginning, a chance to blow out our mistakes and change failure into winning? And it does not take a special time to make a brand new start. It only takes the desire to try with all our heart, to live a little better and to always be forgiving, and add to a little sunshine to the world which we are living. So never give up in despair and think that you are through, for there's always tomorrow and a chance to start new. Now we'd like the patriotic presentation from Travis Shepherd.
I am a country, but I'm more than a country. I'm over 200 years old. but my mountains, forests, and rivers are ageless. Before I was a dream in the minds of mortal men, they were beautiful realities in the hand of a beneficent Creator. I am a nation, but I'm more than a nation. I am a republic of 50 sovereign states, each a vital part of one indivisible whole, the United States of America. I'm a government, but I'm more than a government. I am a symbol of plenty, a model of representative government, a hallmark of freedom, justice, and independence to hundreds of millions throughout the world. I am also a melting pot, but I am more than a melting pot. I am a haven for the oppressed, a living adventure for brotherhood. I am the land of opportunity. I represent democracy through equality. I am America. Thank you.
Okay, Rick Scott's going to introduce our special guest.
At this time, we'd like to recognize and thank our special guest this evening, if you stand when I call your name. The Board of Education. Right? The faculty and staff. Ms. King, our student teacher. And parents of the FHA members. Kim Dobley will now have her entertainment.
seniors have a little presentation to make, and it's going to take us just a second to get set up. So all seniors that are participating in this, would you line up on your side? On either side of the podium. So many things in life that pass by unnoticed with the eyes and ears of us today in our fast-paced, modernistic world. We would like to pause for a moment and dedicate this letter to each parent, our chapter advisor, and special guests who have helped us through our lives to be filled with the influence and values the future Homemaker America has to offer. It's springtime again, and we realize that this is the last spring of our high school life as seniors. We are becoming increasingly thankful for people, especially for the people who have done special things for us. Michelle. The people, for instance, who promised to bring us up in the nurture of the Lord and who did it. Travis. The people who saw to it that we got plenty of toys at Christmas morning and that the Christmas tree was overflowing with brightly wrapped packages which we would open with laughter and happiness. On our skin knee or put us to bed when we were sick. Alicia. The person who took us to the Dairy Boy after we had performed at a school program, whether in first grade, junior high, or high school. Heather. The people who taught us to read and encouraged us to study and who were more excited than we were when we were named on the honor roll. Finally realized we could find our clothes faster when they were organized. Mindy. The people, no, Lance, sorry. The people who took us aside and had hard knocks or rough, but smiled and a bump won't seem half as hard. Mindy. The people who made us take music lessons and forced us to practice. They said that we'd be glad we practiced when we were in high school, and they were right. Michelle. The persons who let us make our own choices, spiritually, educationally, vocationally, but who prayed over them every night. Christy. The person who saw it, even though we protested long and hard and said our knees would tremble, she was right on assigning the parts. Now we realize it was a step of growth in the stage. Chris. The person who spent extra time working with us so we could not be embarrassed and wouldn't embarrass ourselves when we assumed a special responsibility for office in the future homemakers of America. Alicia. The people who taught us not in words, but just by living, the value of education and the worth of an individual whose life is spent in service for others. Rob. The persons who can't let us leave the house without saying goodbye, be good. Thank you, God, for these special people. And thank you for being FHA Hero parents and advisors. Will all the parents, guests, and our chapter advisor please stand and let us show your appreciation. we're going to have a little speech by Michelle Clark first.
Remembering the past can be sad, happy, and sometimes fun. As we go through these slides, you will have the remembrance of the BYOB party, the fun of sing-a-grams, someone taking a picture of themselves, the stress of Miss Frisbee's test, friends acting crazy, and last but not least, FHA growing into a successful organization. So see if you can pick out yourself or maybe a precious moment, but most of all, enjoy the remembrance as we travel into the present. We have now reached the present time. It has been a long and hard journey from our freshman year to the end of our senior year. As we, the senior officers, look to the upcoming officers, we see great leadership and an exciting new year approaching. As senior FHA members Cindy Bowles, Chris Christian, Michelle Clark, Alicia Davis, Mindy Doak, Dawn Engel, Robbie Gore, Heather Holding, Paula Kinlining, Melissa Malcolm, Lance Pinkston, Christy Wigley, Travis Shetton, Chris Wagner, and Amy Wortman. We wish this time had never come, but it is now our time to leave and go on to pursue our goals for the future. But we will never say goodbye to all the great pleasures and wonderful times we have experienced in FHA.
We are now into the future. As I searched deep within the endless caverns of my soul, I was astonished to discover that this joyous gathering, otherwise known as school, has been a very worthwhile and useful time-consuming agent in my life. I pondered on which subject was my most beloved. I was drawn to the singular, redundant conclusion: I love FHA. This thought brings me to reminisce about all the lovely occurrences FHA has brought me in my lifetime. Those times of sadness, joy, love, and depression, through which all I was eagerly counseled by our very own beautiful Miss Ann Frisbee. May she forever prosper in her wisdom. I know that I shall always remember her and all of her enlightening words of inspiration. But enough chatter on the past. For my speech is for the future. As we, the Immaculate Officers of 1989-90, leave you and go out into the real world, we shall be bombarded by many evils. Evils that I know we shall prevail over because of the lessons we learned in our years of FHA. So to the officers that shall inherit our beloved thrones, here is my challenge to you. I challenge you to hold on tightly to that which is dear to you, for if you don't, it shall quickly slide away into eternity. I challenge you to retain as much knowledge of the past as possible, because it should guard you in the future. I challenge you not to conceal your emotions, or your emotions will be the ruin of you. And very last, but surely not least, I challenge you to keep the faith. Thank you.
I have to volunteer. I have no prepared speech, so no lectures. I do have some thank yous before I present my awards. I'd like to thank all of the faculty and staff and administration for working with me throughout the year, especially through the times of our fundraisers and things when I asked for them out of class and it's a little chaotic. Without your support and your help, it would not be possible to do some of the things that we do. Also, parents, I'd like to thank you at this time for all of your support throughout the year, whether it's with fundraising or activities or reading or taking and so forth and so on. Last, I'd like to thank all of the FHA members that worked so diligently at decorating today, and not only just today, but throughout the year. This was an interesting year. It seemed like a short year. I looked up and I thought, gosh, another year. And I've been told that as you get older, you think that. I'm getting there. Like when they were playing the music today, I kept telling them, I've got to be getting older because I can't handle it as well as I used to. Anyway, as I was saying, this was an interesting year. They had to listen to me at the first part of the year being pregnant, and they all say I'm gripey when I'm pregnant, so hopefully we won't have to experience that again. I got my and so they had an interesting time with the substitute. I know that's always hard. So anyway, anytime that happens, it seems like your year is kind of chaotic. And then when you come back, of course, you're lacking in sleep, and so then you're gripey then because you have a little baby at home and so forth and so on. So through all of it, I think they've had to adapt to me this year, and I think they've done a good job. And as always, sometimes you tend to deal on the negative, but Minco Schools has some good kids. And as I've always told them whenever I take them anywhere, I also say that if you ever disappoint me, you're in big trouble, but I'm never disappointed. They are good kids. And not only when I take them somewhere, but the majority of the time in the classroom. I've had no problems. At this time, I'd like to present some of the awards to my officers this year. They're in no particular order, I've just got them down here. Michelle Clark was our FHA chaplain this year. Matt Jones was the FHA parliamentarian. Mindy Doak was our reporter, historian. Heather Holding, our secretary. Lance Pinkston, our student council rep. Alicia Davis, our treasurer. Rip Scott I was an officer last year, and so whenever I called the awards people, I said, I need something different. And they said, well, hey, we have a black one like that. I said, black's perfect for Ripley. And last but not least, Melissa Malcolm. As I was talking to her mom this morning, she said, Melissa just procrastinates and puts off and so forth and so on. And I thought, I was kind of agreeing with her and going, yeah. She goes, but she works great under pressure. And I thought, that's probably something she learned from me too. As it was nearing the time of the week for the banquet, I kept thinking, why did I have it so early? Why couldn't we have some more time? But I know I'd say the same thing if it was the last week of school. So anyway, I do have some awards that I'd like to give to our senior FHA members. I know they've been up here once, but I'd like for them to come up again. And if you just stand in front of the table maybe, all the senior FHA members. But before I read the poem, I know that lots of times they get tired of me lecturing, they get tired of me griping, taking them in the back room and giving them my advice. And not that I ever want them to take it, but I'm going to give it anyway. And I know that sometimes that's hard to deal with, but I do appreciate your cooperation with me, because that makes it so much easier. Anyway, okay, not total cooperation. You tolerate it, and I tolerate you, so it's a mutual thing. But anyway, the following poem best describes my advice and my wishes to you as you're about to set out on your own endeavors and pursuits. Whatever you learn, you offer that knowledge. Whatever you have, you willingly give. Whatever you dream, let your dreams inspire others and bring them the courage to help their dreams live. And whatever you gain, you always be ready to share the true joys that you find on the way. For success isn't measured by how much you own, but by how much you thoughtfully give day by day. May you find in each new day new opportunity, and may you find fulfillment. Congratulations. I have a little something. Not much, but it's like on there.
She kind of stole my speech because we have a terrific advisor. I mean, excuse me. She's a very special lady. I mean, she's just like our mom. Yeah, she nags at us a lot, but we love her for it. I mean, I don't know what she would have done sometimes if she went took me back in the back room and talked to me and made me tell her what was wrong. But I know I got it out of my system, and I don't think I can make it the rest of the day without her. And we have a little something for you because we love you so much. And our mother gonna miss you, dear. Now we're going to have the installation of our officers and next year's officers.
I don't know what it is, but she just does. It's real nice.
What we got tomorrow night?
You know, I think you're supposed to go to sleep.
Ain't no word. Imagine.
This candlelight represents the glow of homemaking women's education, as it radiates the fountain warmth. It is the light of our ideals and our purposes. For we know that members of future homemakers of America, we have an opportunity to strengthen individual, family, and community life. This candle symbolizes our birth to provide opportunities for self-development and preparation for family and community living.
This candle symbolizes our second purpose, to strengthen friendship and family and society.
This candle symbolizes our third purpose, to encourage democracy, peaceful protection, and harmony.
This candle symbolizes our fourth purpose, to encourage individual and group involvement in helping achieve the collective good. This candle symbolizes the intimacy of program to promote and better understanding between youth and adults.
This candle represents our sixth purpose, to provide opportunities for decision-making and fiscal responsibilities.
This candle symbol symbolizes the seventh purpose, which is to become aware of multiple roles of men and women in today's society.
This candle symbolizes our eighth purpose, to develop interest in home economics careers, and other related occupations.
At this time, we would like to focus our attention on leadership. Good leaders are special people. They view the situation, recognize the need, and often motivate the necessary action. They understand the importance of teamwork and cooperation and the fulfillment of the responsibilities.
Each year symbolizes one more step in the process of the installation of newly elected officers is both a joyful and solemn occasion. We congratulate them and look forward to your new visions and endeavor.
1989 officers receive before you have in charge of the purposes of the organization and attention to fulfill responsibilities accordingly. We recognize home economics as a foundation of future homemakers Americans and strive to spread its love, personal growth, family life, vocational preparation, and community involvement. Each of us have experienced growth and observer purposes at work through FHA hero activity.
The following officers have been elected to serve this chapter for the FHA. President Ruth Scott, Vice President Matt Jones, Secretary Treasurer Ken Dudley, Historian Megan Locke, Parliamentarian Brian Miller, Reporter Lindsay Treadway, Chaplain Dorothy Smith, and Student Council Representative Tom Lewis. As incoming officers, the highest honors of your organization are being bestowed on you. And as chapter has the faith and confidence in your ability to lead the organization forward, the pledge of your office signifies your willingness to do this. Please repeat after me. I will, to the best of my ability, faithfully perform all the duties of the office to which I have been elected. You have heard the pledge of your officers have made. It is important that you support them in the performances of the upcoming meeting. Will each officer-elect please step forward as I call your office and name? President. You have heard the pledge that your officers have made. It is important that, the office of president is one of the great responsibilities. You want to be firm, impartial, confident, and support on your
Vice President. Your duty is to assist the President who will assume the duties and responsibilities of the
all activities of the Future Homemakers of America organization, the service
chairperson. Your child, all speaking council representatives meeting.
As outgoing 1990 officers, we now relinquish our pens, the symbols of our respective offices and future committees of the country. Remember that real leadership training comes to problem with these things. We are now confident that the organization will continue to grow under the leadership of the officers of the line. President-elect, by giving you this gavel, I now relinquish the presidency of the 1989 chapter.
We will now have our official closing ceremony. Members, please rise. Future homemakers of America, we are challenged to accept the responsibility of making today's decisions that affect our lives and the world in which we live. Let us repeat our creed. We are the future homemakers of America. We are members of FHA and Hero chapters. We face the future with warm courage and high hope. We are the conscious. Homes for living with good social seamless, good and fair. Homes where truth, love, security, and faith will be realities, not dreams. We are the future of America. We are members of FHA and Hero chapters. We face the future with warm courage and